I'm here with my guy Frank. Disappointing night at the Emirates, going down 1-0 to PSG. Ultimately, didn't go our way. Frank, what was your thoughts on the game?
Disappointing, Laurie. I think we just said it just before we started rolling. The players today definitely played the game. They played the occasion, not the game. You look at the team selection, I don't think anyone could argue with the team that we put out today. I think, given the circumstances with players like Havertz out injured, Thomas Partey out because of the suspension, Gabriel out injured, that is, on paper, absolutely the team that we should have started today. So I don't think you could knock Arteta for that. That first 30 minutes is what has cost us today, I believe. I was looking at the two danger men for me in Kvaratskhelia and Ousmane Dembele, and the amount of space that we continue to give them for that first 30 minutes, and that's obviously where the goal comes from. You know, we're playing really narrow, giving them all the space and time to think in the world, and that's exactly what happens. Kvaratskhelia cuts into Dembele, and then out of nowhere we're 1-0 down 4 minutes in. That's a massive hit to take that early on in the game. Do
you think that's nerves or lack of concentration, or a combination of both, or what?
I think it is a combination of both, because I think what was clear to see today is that the team were definitely nervous. It wasn't the performances that we saw against Madrid from a lot of the players. It's kind of reminiscent of what we've seen in the league now that we know Liverpool, all but done it. In the sense that it didn't look like that all of the players were giving 100% there today, and it could be because of the nerves in that instance. But there's some players in that squad today that should be stepping up on occasions like this that really haven't impressed me.
Would you care to name them? Do you want to make it a collective thing?
No, 100%. I will name and shame in this instance. Martin Odegaard is supposed to be the captain of this club, and since signing has been overall a great signing. But in these big games, he is a ghost. He is a complete ghost. For 90 minutes, Martin Odegaard completely disappeared. Even when Yeri came on in the 90th minute and done more in 2 minutes than I think Martin Odegaard done in the full game, and I don't think I'm being unreasonable in saying that. And another one, Leandro Trossard, I think obviously had a couple of opportunities but scuffed a few wayward passes. They're two players for me who, Leandro Trossard especially, because he complains that he doesn't get enough minutes generally, and when he's given the opportunity to start, that happens when we really need him the most. Really frustrating. Apart from that, I think Saliba again, apart from that one challenge that he did, bit of a shaky
there was a goal-saving tackle
100%. I'll give him full credit for that, but overall, I thought there was a few shaky moments from him, and that seems to be a pattern at the moment. I'm hoping we can see the last of that today, because the way I want to look at this, Laurie, is we're down but we're not out. That's the way I want to look at it. Is at the end of the day, it is technically only half time
it's only a 1-goal swing.
100%.
What I would say though, sorry to interrupt, is that I think we're slightly fortunate that it was only 1-0.
100%.
Because I think on another night it could have been 3 or 4.
100%, and I will give full credit to David Raya for that one. I think for me, the two man of the matches today were the goalkeepers. I think David Raya is the only reason we're still in this tie, since we wasn't doing the job up top. And then Donnarumma, oh my word, some of the saves that this guy was making, like prime Casillas saves, prime Casillas levels of saves. So I have to give credit where credit's due, and I don't really want to, but PSG were amazing today, and it's not the same PSG side that we faced, I think, back in November at the end.
I mean, we did have our moments, we had spells, but it seemed to be a bit more like hustle and bustle rather than any controlled play like we normally do. I mean, I thought PSG sort of overwhelmed us in especially the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
By far the better team. We came back into it towards the end of the second half. In the end of the first half. And in the second half, we had our moments. Yeah. But I think overall, PSG were the better team,
Yeah, 100%. And like I said, you've got to give full credit. But look, I just said it's not over. I don't want the players to think that it's over. It's only a 1-goal lead that PSG are taking into that second leg. We've seen stranger. We 100% have seen stranger. And what I don't want to see is the team, just because we've lost this game, sort of just accept defeat. Because
I don't think they will do that.
I'm hoping you're right. But one of the things that I will criticise Arteta for is he said over his dead body would he let Liverpool win the Premier League the way they did. And look at the performances we put in from the second he said that. I think personally that the team gave up on the league. I just don't want to see that happen in the Champions League, because whilst it's been an amazing run, to get to a semi-final for the first time in something like 16 years, I think it was that semi-final against Manchester United. Again, I've said it, if we come out of this season with no trophy to show for it, it's a sign of regression, because obviously we haven't kept the title challenge up to the last stages of the league. And for me, a no trophy means questions need to start being asked. I'm not saying that I want him sacked. That's not the thing to take from here. But a lot of money's been spent. We haven't won a trophy in 5 years now. If we don't go and win the Champions League this season, questions need to start being asked. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was a disappointing night tonight. Yeah. As I said before, I think we can, call ourselves fortunate, really, for it just to be one goal. But listen, if we go there and we score early like they did tonight, it could be a very different game. 100%.
And if one team can do it, why can't the other team?
Exactly.
But what I don't want to see is what we saw in the first 30 minutes, where it was sort of half-assed in a way, like we sort of invited the pressure. We need to go out there, excuse the pun, but full guns blazing, get that early goal to sort of settle the nerves a little bit, and then from there it can go either way. And I'm just hoping that way is in Arsenal's favour, because I need a Champions League final. I need a Champions League in my life, Laurie.
We all do. Thanks, Frank. Cheers.